so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Phoenix. Here we are. It's the last race before the chase begins here for the National Speed Association, brought to you by V-Speed. I am your host, Chris, and with me, as always, my good friend, Rick. Rick, how are you tonight, bud?
Hey, man, I'm doing fabulous. Here we are at the Tumbleweed 150, presented by our friends over there at Empire Racing Team. The NSA Killer Pro Series, Chris. At your favorite track, ISM? No, Phoenix.
ISM. Phoenix.
Just outside of Phoenix. Almost in Phoenix.
It's Phoenix.
It's Phoenix. It's Phoenix with a little different start-finish line.
It's Phoenix, and you have to get down below the yellow line.
That's the only way to run Phoenix, man.
4 turns, 1 mile. Getting set to do action here. We've got about a little over 6 minutes ago. I wanted to get this one up in time so we had time to talk about the points, Rick, coming into tonight. Because, well, here's the thing. Dalton Tucker is starting to stretch it out a little bit. He has been a dominant runner so far here on Monday nights for the National Speed Association. He has won more than anybody else and has led more laps than anybody else. And Dalton Tucker sitting here with 344 points. Jared Mogard, who's been trying to hold on, sits 44 points behind him. Todd Sargent, after a pretty decent run last week, 63 points behind Dalton Tucker. Charles Widner, Josh Mayhew rounding out the top 5. Then you've got Chris Stump, Doug Hest, Jamie Christensen. Hest and Christensen tied for 7th spot. James McIntyre in 9th. Doug Wasaki in 10th position. On the other side, you've got Justin McDuff, Tommy Haynes, Calvin Allison, Stephen Page. And it looks like I messed up a little bit there. Stephen Page getting credited for 2 spots. We know that's not true. And you see the rest there. So we're going to go ahead and shut that down. Obviously, I had typing issues tonight, Rick.
Well, you know, Mondays, that'll happen, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah, well, Monday. So those are the points coming into tonight, and we are about 5 minutes away from qualifying. Going to take a quick timeout. When we get back, we will get ready for qualifying here. Like I said, just about 5 minutes away.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And qualifying just about 1 minute away. We break back, getting ready to go. Let's talk about a couple things here real quick. First of all, Rick, let's talk about the weather here in Phoenix.
Yeah, right now that track temperature is sitting at 69 degrees Fahrenheit. The air temperature is 66, Chris. Winds blowing out of the southeast right now at about 4 miles per hour. So it looks like to be a good night here at ISM. These guys not going to have to worry about that desert heat making their tires wear away too quick. So it should be a fairly good race here tonight.
Yeah, so far we're looking at some of the top speed charts during this practice here. Got Dalton Tucker out there in the Rainbow Warriors number 24, Napa Know-How. He has got himself a 24.346 as he's kind of having a little fun here before qualifying gets set to go. Tommy Haynes in second spot, Todd Sargent holding on to third. Hess Mayhew, AJ Hamill, your top 6 fastest guys during practice. We've got about 14 guys sitting in the server right now getting ready to go, and qualifying starts in 5 seconds.
And speaking of 5, Chris, that's the number of wins that Dalton Tucker has won so far this season. He started the season here at Kentucky in the Bluegrass 100, won that. Then he went over to Iowa, won there. Richmond, he won it. Justin McDuff, the first person to knock him out of that win category at Bristol. Jared Mogard won the next 2 races. And then Dalton Tucker said, okay, guys, that's fun, but I'm going to win the next 2. So here we are. the last race before the chase starts next week, November 11th. We're going to be heading to Michigan for the Motor City 100, Chris. And then the one that I've had marked on my calendar, it's going to be interesting to see these cup cars down there at Myrtle Beach for the Beach Bum 200. And then it's going to be the NSA Trophy Dash, November 25th at Homestead, Miami. And that marks 1 month before Christmas Day, my friend.
Wow. It's coming. It's coming quick.
Real quick.
Out on track, we're watching the number 18. That's AJ Hamill. Hamill trying to get ready to qualify here tonight. He is already on his first hot lap. AJ Hamill squeezing through turns 1 and 2. And then that odd corner right there where you can go below the yellow line. Pick up a little bit of speed, but you got to be careful if you got somebody outside. Coming out of turn number 4. AJ Hamill looking down the front stretch. Going to see what he's got here for a time. Clocks it in a 24.584. Good enough for second spot. Todd Sargent ekes him out a 24.509 for Sargent. So a good run out of him.
Yeah, very good run. Douglas Hess on the number 25. Chris, he's sitting in third position with 24.624.
Jared Mogard out on track. It's not too late for Mogard to kind of steal this one away, but those points we're seeing them separate a little bit, and Mogard, even throughout practice, Rick, hasn't looked as comfortable on this track as we've seen him on some others.
Well, you're absolutely right, Chris. I know that he took Rockingham and also my favorite track, Auto Club. These guys have been on this season. So Mogard won twice so far this season, looking to do it again here tonight. Right now, though, he is sitting in 6th position for the starting grid with a 24.831.
Moving on over to Josh Mayhew's 0-2 Miller Leichhardt. Man, all right. Now we're talking.
I knew you liked that. I didn't want to say anything. I thought that was pretty cool.
Now we are talking. Like that color combination. Getting thirsty all of a sudden.
You know, it's 9 p.m. on a Monday. You're allowed to crack one open.
Yeah, I've got a nice caffeine-free Diet Coke going down tonight. It's nice and cold. We're gonna take it. Josh Mayhew crosses the line in 6th place. Gonna be where he's gonna start this one so far. A 24.903. Dalton Tucker out on track. Very different paint job for Tucker this week. And as much as I hate to admit it, just because of who it reminds me of, it's a good looking paint job out there.
Yeah, they still got the Napa know-how on there. And it's kind of cool. I mean, back when that paint scheme was running on the track, I could really care less for the driver, but I've learned that he is a halfway decent person.
Yeah.
Somebody who looked up to our hero quite a bit. They were actually really good friends off the track. Of course, we're talking about Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Jeff Gordon.
So Tucker takes away the pole. A 24.385. Look at the differential between first and second spot here in qualifying. 0.2 of a second, Rick.
Yeah, and folks, that doesn't sound like much, but here, oh yeah.
Yeah, 0.2 of a second every lap. Let's let's extrapolate that a little bit, and wow, yeah.
That word was way too big for me.
I know. Kicking out a 4-syllable word here on a Monday night. I'm not sure what I was thinking there. We got some drivers that have not come down qualifying, and the last time I saw Rick, hadn't seen them on the service, so I'm hoping that they're out there. With 15 seconds left, not really worth coming out on track at this point, so we're going to see what happens. But,
yeah, and those drivers that we're talking about, JJ Fluffy Garrett, Doug Wysocki, Andy Lambert, and Jamie Christensen.
Yeah. But right now, Dalton Tucker has the pole for this one. As we start getting ready to grid them up, we'll be right back. On the pole tonight, going to be the driver of the number 24, your points leader. Coming in tonight, Dalton Tucker on his outside. It's going to be the driver of the number 87. It's Todd Sargent. Starting in third place tonight, the driver of the number 17. That's Tommy Haynes. And on his outside, driver number 95, Charlie Widner. In fifth place tonight, driving the number 18. It's the Green Mountain Madman, AJ Hamill. To his outside, the number 25 of Douglas Hess. Rick starting in seventh place tonight. It's the 02, the one that's making me so thirsty. It's Josh Mayhew, and in eighth on his outside, the one car of Stephen Page.
And starting in grid row number 5, Chris, in ninth position. That is the 00, and something that we're not used to seeing out of Jared Mogard. It'll be interesting to see where he how he climbs up and how quick he does. But right next to him in 10th position, the 26, Dale Albright. In 11th place, it's going to be the 28, Calvin Allison. And next to him is going to be the 70 of Andy Lambert, starting in 12th. Jamie Christensen and that number 9 Chevy Camaro is going to be starting 13th. Next to him is going to be the 45 of Doug Wysocki. And then rounding out the field, if he grids up that car, it's going to be JJ Fluffy Garrett starting in 15th position, and then number 35 Chevy Camaro.
So a couple of unknowns right now, but cars starting to head on out. Ooh, big one already, Rick. It looks like the 24 did not grid. It's Dalton Tucker, if he does get back into this, not going to have the pole. It's all going to change already.
You know, quite honestly, Chris, I'm wondering, I mean, I'm not seeing any kind of EOL penalty or anything like that being dropped out. I think he just wants to have a little bit of fun here tonight. But you're absolutely right. Right now, it looks like Tommy Haynes and that number 17 Bang Machine going to be starting on the pole. Next to him, it is going to be the 87 of Mr. Todd Sargent in a little different paint scheme there tonight.
Pace car is off. We're getting set to go to the green flag. Tommy Haynes on the pole. The 87 of Todd Sargent wasting no time. He takes the green and takes the lead. Andy Lambert did not start tonight's event. He's going to shuffle back. And Todd Sargent, your race leader. Right now, a battle shaping up for third spot. 18 gets loose. Almost gets into the 00 of Jared Mogard. Mogard already up to fourth spot. And the 18 almost went sideways and collected Mogard, able to hold on. What a ride already for the 18. He's falling back. The 02, Josh Mayhew, starting to catch him up. Can't stress how much I like that car. It's really, really nice. I dig it.
One thing I dig is what Dalton Tucker did there, Chris. He's out there. He's not a lap down yet. Andy Lambert, the only one so far. Now 2 laps down. Did not start the race here. He was here at practice. Now, you and I know Andy personally. Good friend of ours. And we know that these cars, not his thing, but he's been trying this season, trying to get the hang of it, but decided against it here at ISM tonight. But Dalton Tucker sitting in 14th position, working his way around the track all by himself, looking to have a little bit of fun. Now, the race name is the Tumbleweed 150, Chris. Tonight here, 93 laps. It's going to be a good time. 1.01 mile. It's going to be interesting to see what that number 24 can do. But right now, that 87 has been working so hard this season, Chris, trying to get up front, stay up front, win a race. He's almost done it a couple of times, and then something just happens. But right now, Todd Sargent doing a fabulous job.
Yeah, Sargent took over right at the green flag and hasn't had to look back yet. Tommy Haynes has slid into the pole spot because Tucker started from, well, deep in the field. Haynes able to hold on to the second place, but Mogard is really just eating the field up. Started in 9th position, now 3rd. So don't know if Jared found something during practice or qualifying. Certainly didn't really put it to use during the qualifying session, but here during the race, good enough for 3rd spot so far. He's being followed by the 95 of Charlie Widner, the 18 of AJ Hamill in 5th spot.
Well, you know, Mogard, Chris, I mean, that's just what I said, too. You know, we're not used to seeing him back there, but he's wasting no time to get up towards the front there. I'm wondering if some of these guys are just out there trying to have a little fun here. I mean, it's never fun if you're always up front. I mean, obviously you want to be up front towards the end of the race, but it's a long way around this track here. 93 laps. If you're just up front blowing everybody's doors off, I mean, that's not much fun. Start where you can. Have a little bit of fun picking yourself through the field.
Mogard down deep below that yellow line, trying to find a way around the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Door-to-door action coming out of turn 4. Well, working their way through it, I guess, but now on the straightaway, Mogard not able to get around the 17. Tommy Haynes defending. That's a battle for 2nd spot. Dalton Tucker, Rick, came down pit road already, so I don't know what the heck's going on there. Although he's not showing a lap down, so maybe it's just the way scoring. I don't know. That one's odd.
Yeah, it is kind of odd there. I wonder if it picked up that one while he was waiting on pit road as everybody was going around. Because I've been watching him here, flipping back and forth. He hasn't come down pit road yet. Now, of course, you know, a lot of things could happen, Chris. Maybe he had to get up, get a drink, help the wife out. Maybe one of the kids. Who knows? You never know. We've all been there before. I don't think he's too worried about it right now. He's about 11.3 seconds away from the leader. Doug Wysocki sitting in 13th position at number 45. He's about 1.766 seconds and falling in front of Dalton Tucker.
And Jamie Christensen just ahead of him in 12th spot. JJ Fluffy Garrett in 11th. Let's break into that top 10 for a moment. We've got the 28 of Calvin Allison running in 10th spot. Steve Page right in front of him in the 1 car. Dale Albright in front of him in the 26 with Doug Hess riding in 7th in his number 25. Then you've got the 02 of Josh Mayhew. AJ Hamill holding on to the top 5 spot. And he is actually starting to put the battle on with Charlie Widner, trying to move up to 4th and take that spot away from Widner. Mogard has moved up to 3rd and hasn't been able to figure out a way around Tommy Haynes yet. And Todd Sargent has led every lap so far.
You called it there just a little bit ago, Chris. AJ working on the 95 of Widner right now. AJ able to get around the 95. Didn't take him long, just had to hit a couple corners just right. Shot right past the 95 right now. 95 trying to fight back a little bit on the outside, but man, that 18 has just got the momentum right now. And that's allowing Josh Mayhew and that beautiful 02 to start catching up to the back bumper. And it looks like he's bringing Doug Hess with him in that 25.
Yeah, there's one thing I know about Phoenix for sure. The outside, not where you want to run here. It's the inside or bust. So trying to battle back on the outside, not what you want to do. Really what you want to do, turn that thing hard left and try and get around that way. So after 17 laps, Todd Sargent, your only leader here tonight. Tommy Haynes, who took the pole after Dalton Tucker started on pit road, fell back to second and has been able to stay there. In fact, now pulling away from Mogard by quite a bit. A lot of notable names not out there tonight. I'm thinking about Chris Stump and Al Smith Jr. along with a few others.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting because we are missing some people here, and that's going to allow some of these guys to really maybe work a couple of spots up. You never know.
So tough, and always seems to happen towards the end of the season. And it looks like the National Speed Association is kind of going through that as well.
But, you know, we just got done there, a couple weeks ago there with the Blazing Pedals, Chris, and they kind of, they went through the same thing. They had a really long season. And, we had really good car counts right up to the midpoint, 30 plus, and then it just started dwindling down. But that's what happens. And it's not only the leagues with the long seasons, it's even the ones with the short. I mean, we've seen it, with our time with Racing for a Cause. So it's bound to happen. In real life, we have Halloween, people getting ready. A lot of these guys are from the Northeast getting ready for winter. They already have snow up in the mountains.
Yeah, potential for plowable snow this coming weekend, I'm hearing.
So, folks, if your name is Rick Hammond Jr. and you don't have your snow tires on, you might want to get them on.
Yeah, they've only been sitting in the shop paid for about a month. I don't know.
They look good.
They're getting 0 miles on them.
That's right. I'm trying to keep them new.
Yeah, Tommy Haynes trying to take a little bit of a bite out of the leader, Todd Sargent. Right now, the gap about 0.849 seconds. And that has fallen just a little bit. So Tommy Haynes starting to build up a little bit of speed. Speaking of building up that speed, Dalton Tucker able to get around Doug Wasaki. No longer running last. He's in 13th position. Jamie Christensen right to his front bumper. So Dalton Tucker trying to work his way forward. Here we are already lap 24 of 93.
Yeah, I think Todd Sargent got something figured out, Chris. I mean, we've seen this, a few times. You get a paint scheme, you run it, you love it. Don't do so good, then you change, and everything changes with it. Right now, Todd Sargent doing a fabulous job out here. Like you said, has led all 24, soon to be 25 laps here tonight so far. And he's looking good in that Black & Decker black and orange car.
Yeah, like that one too. Actually. Sometimes those basic paints are the ones that pop, and here we are. I want to go ahead and thank everybody for coming on out on a Monday night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the National Speed Association, brought to you by V-Speed. Got Chris and Rick up in the booth here on a Monday night. We'll be back live here again this coming Wednesday night as Racing for a Cause starts its second half of its season, the East Coast half. And can't wait to see what happens there. Brian Hacker winning the West Coast Division really on the very last race, Rick, and that was something else to watch.
It was a close battle all the way through, Chris, but he was able to do what we've seen Brian Hacker do so many times, and he just dominated, and now he's getting ready. He's already crowned the Western champion. Now he's getting ready to tackle the east side as we go to USA International Speedway this Wednesday. That's going to be fun with the super late models and the Racing for a Cause drivers.
Dalton Tucker able to get around Jamie Christensen. That puts Tucker in the 12th spot ahead of him now. JJ Fluffy Garrett in his number 35. Fluffy right now running in 11th spot.
Yeah, but he's got Dalton Tucker chasing him down right now, Chris. Tucker able to get around Wysocki, like you said earlier, in Christensen. So now Dalton Tucker moves up to 12th position, working his way up through the field. About 65 laps left to go. Got 64 now.
Calvin Allison in the 28, rounding out the top 10. Allison is within striking distance as we see the 26 of Dale Albright bounce himself off the wall, pancaking the right side of that number 26. That allows the one car to kind of get right there, but not able to get underneath and make position. Doug Hess just in front of him in the number 25. As the 0-2, Josh Mayhew looking to try and crack into the top 5. Mayhew starting to put the pressure on Charlie Widner in his number 95. Widner holding on to the 5th spot, and Mayhew looking to try and take it away. Loses a little bit of momentum, now trying to gather it back in that 0-2. He's got to be careful. He's got the 25 of Hess right behind him. One wrong move, and Hess could try and sneak around. Here comes Hess to the back bumper now, Mayhew. So about a lap and a half ago, Mayhew was the aggressor. Now he finds himself more in the defensive role. J.J. Garrett on pit road, Rick. As we continue to launch this 0-2 and 95, battle it out. Widner in the 95, the 0-2 of Mayhew.
Looks like Garrett came down for a little service race. Got 4 fresh tires on that CV Fabricating Camaro. Pretty cool. Got the stars and bars on the hood. Little fade out on the side. I like that. Right up on the roof. But Fluffy gets 4 new tires, Sunoco Racing Fuel, and he's back out on the racing service.
All right, so JJ comes down after being the first car to come on down pit road. Puts him 1 lap down, running in 14th position, but green flag pit stops may be the call here. And that should cycle him on through.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone, 36 laps now still under green. Nice long green flag run here tonight at ISM.
Phoenix.
I was like, wait, what? Yeah, Phoenix. ISM.
Phoenix.
Big news today. I know you follow a little bit of the F1 stuff there, Chris. Roger Penske Entertainment buys IndyCar and Indy.
It's a big shake up there.
Well, it might be better for the sport. Just some fresh eyes, fresh ideas.
Heaven knows the other side of the racing coin could probably use some of those. Not too many fans in the stands this weekend, Rick, for the NASCAR event.
There was a race on this weekend?
That's what I've heard. I didn't actually watch any of it. I'm kind of going by secondhand knowledge. Marcel at work today was saying there wasn't a lot of people in there. I said, yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, I mean, it kind of surprised me because Texas is one of my favorite tracks, Chris. I mean, I remember, even when I was younger, watching it. And then, of course, my other hero, Dale Jr., Earnhardt Jr., wins his first race as a rookie at Texas. So and I've always enjoyed that track. I mean, playing all the video games I used to play, man. I mean, I used to cruise around Texas all the time. But it's just sad the way that, some races are better than the others. I think people are starting to wake up and, show a little bit of business. You guys got to change some stuff there at NASCAR level. Look at the crowd that we have here tonight, though, at Phoenix ISM.
Phoenix. Yeah, the stands are full here. No problem there.
Yeah. See, what NASCAR needs to do is they need to call up Steve Myers and say, hey, listen, can you guys Photoshop some of them cardboard people into our stands? Yeah, but there's definitely a lot of things. I mean, it saddens me to see the state that NASCAR's in right now, Chris. I mean, I used to enjoy it so much from watching it every Sunday night with my mom and dad. You know, the Sunday night dinners. It was always kind of cool sitting there with my dad. We got Kenny, you know, big Kenny. Got him over there. Of course, he's never allowed to watch NASCAR with us again because that one race that we finally got him to come, we know what happened. So he's been banned from the household, but we love him.
As we've been talking here, Rick, it looks like AJ Hamill, the Green Mountain Madman in the 18, running in 4, starting to catch Jared Mogard. Mogard, who's been running in 3rd place here since the first handful of laps. And now maybe starting to feel the pressure a little bit from AJ Hamill. Tires starting to go away. There's no doubt about that. These guys have run 42 completed laps. And now make it 43. Todd Sargent, your race leader, has led every single one of them here tonight. Todd having a heck of a night.
It's kind of weird because when I clicked onto AJ, Chris, as you were talking about him, it looked like he was going to come down pit road, and he thought better of it.
That's
Right now, so far.
I think you, when you're in the top 5 or so, you really kind of have to follow the leader a little bit. The guys behind a little bit, you know, they can come down pit road a little early, try and pick up some of that speed from the new tires. But, man, now I'm getting a little worried for J.J. Garrett, who came down pit road 11 laps ago. By the time these guys come down pit road, he's going to need to stop again. And just as we're talking about that, Mogard peels off coming down pit road. A.J. Hamill goes to 3rd.
I think this is where we're going to start seeing some guys start coming down pit road, Chris. It might not be everybody, but that's huge. When Mogard works his way all the way up through, he finally comes down. Gives up 3rd position to AJ.
No, right now, Mogard and Wasaki on pit road. So 2 guys out there. Now it's a matter of when is that race leader going to come on down. Mogard now being scored 1 lap down. Doug Wasaki 2. And here comes Doug Hess down pit road. So green flag stops really are starting to happen here.
And one guy out there, Chris, doesn't even notice what's going on there. Todd Sargent, he's got such a lead right now. He's just having fun.
Yeah, 1.5 second lead over Tommy Haynes. And Todd Sargent has had a blast here tonight.
And you know what? He deserves it, Chris. I mean, week in, week out, he's been trying to battle up.
Coming down pit road, Rick.
Yep. He says, okay, enough's enough. Your chief probably yelling him, you got to pit this time by, you can run out of fuel.
And that gives the lead over to Tommy Haynes. So Haynes now leads his first lap, even though he started on the pole here tonight. Todd Sargent was able to get around him very quickly to take over the lead. So Haynes hadn't had a chance, and we fall under caution. This is big. The 09 of Jamie Christensen going around. We're going to have to go back and take a peek. So on board with the 9. See him getting around that corner okay. Down the front stretch, past the start-finish line, into turn 1. And that car very tight. You can see a big arc that he had to take. Heads down below that yellow line, back out on the track. Into turns 3 and 4. Oh, just kicks out from and around. His night hit the wall, but it is enough to bring the yellow flag out. And that's going to shake up the field a little bit here, Rick.
Just a little bit. Dalton Tucker right now sitting in that 5th position, Chris. That's gonna be big news. Now, folks, I'm not saying that this is exactly what happened, but back to what I was talking about before we got under caution here. I mean, NASCAR. You know, I just read an article tonight there by Kyle Larson, who was stating that Bubba Wallace possibly may have spun out, which cost Larson to have a good finish. That's something that they're starting to watch there, and the drivers are starting to petition NASCAR to do for people intentionally spinning to make a caution come out. I'm not saying that's what Christensen did. Not at all. It just happened that way. But that is something that NASCAR, you know, the drivers are really, they're getting tired of. And these guys, they just got to get right back to racing is what they got to do.
Yeah, big teams, some of the rule packages, they've all kind of, as far as I'm concerned, they've hurt the sport.
Yep, you're absolutely right. But Christensen was out there on old tires, Chris. I mean, he hadn't come down pit road yet there. 51 laps so far on those tires. I mean, they just gave away, and that's something very easy now. A lot of drivers like to go below that yellow line, which you can do. You will gain a little bit of momentum there, especially in certain parts of the track there, but very slick down there. And I think just the old tires, the less weight in the rear end because of a light fuel load, cause that number 9 just to slide right around.
Yeah, and as of right now, he's the only driver that hasn't come down pit road still on that original set of tires. Things have shaken up a little bit. Right now, the 95, that's Charlie Widner being scored as your race leader with Tommy Haynes in second, Calvin Allison third, Josh Mayhew, Stephen Page rounding out the top 5. Then it's Dolan Tucker, Dale Albright, Fluffy Garrett, Todd Sargent in ninth, and Jamie Christensen rounding out the top 10. AJ Hamill in 11th.
Then we got Jared Mogart in 12th, Douglas Hess in 13th, and Doug Wysocki in 14th. And Andy's doing a good job. Andy's in a top 15 position right now. I think he's going to make at least top 20 tonight.
Yeah, I believe he's going to hold on.
Yeah, you know, if he was sitting in a nice new Abuto racing sim, he would probably be at least third by now. I know where you can get one cheap. I mean, storage fees might cost them, but...
Cars lined up 2 by 2. Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back to action. We've got about 39 laps to go, and these guys take the green flag once again. Charlie Widner, your race leader, and he hits the loud pedal, and we are back under the green flag. So Charlie Widner in the 95 trying to get everything he can on track right now. Those fresh tires doing him really well. Mayhew looking to try and take over second spot from Tommy Haynes in the second. The 0-2 on the inside, just where he wants to be. Maybe bringing the 24 of Dolan Tucker along for the ride. Tucker looking on the outside. And there goes everything I said earlier. Right there.
I was just going to say, you know, earlier you said that the outside's not where you want to be. Well, let me tell you, there's one guy here who doesn't care where he is on the track, and that is the 24, Dalton Tucker.
I don't know what to say right now.
I think he's in that 24 listening to a little bit of classical music, maybe having a little macchiato. Doesn't want to spill it on his racing suit, his fire suit.
If he orders a batch of crepes, we're in trouble.
And we don't like skinny pancakes. Actually, they are pretty good. But he's wasting no time. He's getting right up towards the back bumper, very, very close to Tommy Haynes, and that's going to spell disaster, man, because Dalton Tucker, once he gets out front, man, that 24 is fast. Right now, Widner doing everything he can to try to keep Haynes behind him. Haynes starting to look in his rearview mirror going, oh, man. Get Jeff Gordon behind me. Mayhew doing a good job out there in that 0-2. Yeah, we are under caution.
Caution one more time.
It looks like Mogard.
Yeah, it looks like Mogard may have spun it around. Let's go back and take a peek. Jared Mogard to the inside. Oh, gets in contact with the 87. Mogard way down to the inside. Good thing that wall is placed way down low. Spins it around. Puts the hammer down. Gets it corrected. And back out goes the 0-0. So caution number 2 on the night. Charlie Widner, your race leader. He's got Tommy Haynes, Dalton Tucker right behind him. Josh Mayhew in the 0-2, running in 4th spot. Calvin Allison in 5th, and now the call for more tires. Ooh, except for a couple of drivers saying, nope, I'm good.
The big one there. Todd Sargent, look at him go. He's like, listen, we only got a couple laps on these things, man. I only got 11 laps on my tires. I don't need no tires. These guys, we know that they can go the rest of the way on fuel.
So Calvin Allison becomes the 4th driver to lead a lap here tonight, doing it under caution. And right now, the guy who has led 47 laps of this event, running in 2nd spot, that's Todd Sargent in the 87 Black & Decker Toyota Camry. Go ahead and take the opportunity as the 28 of Allison peels off, giving the lead back to Todd Sargent. And take the opportunity to thank everybody out there tonight watching a little National Speed Association right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, being brought to you this season by V-Speed. Starting to get to the point of the race, Rick, where you got to drop the hammer, and Mogard and the 87 of Sargent drop the hammer on each other, and Mogard takes the worst of that one.
Mogard took the worst, and Sargent, well, he's right where right where he wants to be.
Yeah, but boy, does he have some drivers around him right now. AJ Hamill, Fluffy Garrett, Dalton Tucker, Tommy Haynes, Charlie Widner, Mayhew. I mean, they're all right there. Pace car, lights are out. Cars folding in 2 by 2, getting ready to go back under the green flag right here from Phoenix. Todd Sargent looking to try and have a great restart here. Pace car comes on down pit road, and Todd Sargent hits the go button. We are back under the green flag here in Phoenix with the National Speed Association heading into turn 1, and Todd Sargent launching that car out of here. He is gone. Fluffy Garrett trying to take over 2nd spot from AJ Hamill, and has done so. He's bringing the 17 along for the ride. Hamill battling back on the outside. Can't get there. The 17 of Haynes working the inside of the 24 of Dalton Tucker. And we go 3 wide right behind them. And that was Mogard in the middle. He is falling back now as we're back under caution. Josh Mayhew looking the wrong way on track. And we'll go back and take a peek. Mayhew, a part of that 3 wide racing. You see it right there. It's Widner, Mogard, and Mayhew. And just no place to go. Too tight. Then the 9 and the 26 of Dale Albright get together. And the 02 has to do the spin of shame back in the right direction. Well, these guys have some choices to make here, Rick. A couple of drivers out there on 16-lap old tires, and then everybody else 5 or 4 laps. Right now, Todd Sargent, AJ Hamill, first and third, have been out there the longest on those tires. And here comes Dalton Tucker down pit road. And there's a lot of guys that aren't doing it. Interesting.
Interesting and big right now. Todd Sargent, like you said, decided to stay out. AJ Hamill sitting there in third position. Both of those drivers, 17 laps on that set of tires, which really isn't a lot. I mean, I'm looking at that track temperature, still 69 degrees, Chris, so not hurting the tires as bad, but it's always nice when you get some fresh rubber out there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool here in the desert tonight. Air temperature 66, track 69. Wind's picking up just a little bit. It's 4 miles an hour now. And that beautiful Ford Mustang lighting the way.
That beautiful 2014 Ford Mustang. That's right, I looked it up.
Okay.
2014.
Still
Hopefully they
Mustang
put some new lug nuts on that bad boy. Actually, while you were closing up there, Jason finished up helping me as I was working on that full recon that we had. And he's like, yeah, so when you buying a new Ford? I said, I don't know, but when I do, the first thing I'm going to have them do as I'm signing the paperwork is replace the lug nuts with the ones that I buy.
Yep. I know he finished that, went over, looking to kind of take over where I had left off, and lo and behold, they were done, so.
And, you know, if it wasn't for him, I'd probably still be there detailing that Dodge Journey.
Oh no, we would have been done by now.
Well, man, Recon Rick's kind of slow.
Budget Rick should have been doing the job. He would have been all set. Cars
Would have been done at noon.
Cars folding in 2x2. Pace car lights are off, getting set to go back under the green flag. We're heading through turns 1 and 2 now. Todd Sargent, your race leader. He's led 55 laps here tonight. A great job from Sargent. He's got JJ Garrett on his outside, AJ Hamill behind him, and Tommy Haynes in the 17 outside second row. Mogard has made his way back up in the 5th spot with Steve Page to his outside.
You know, I can get those full recons done quicker, but I'm kind of like the Ford Mustang pace car. You know, I just pace myself nice and slow.
Todd Sargent wasting no time this time by green flag in the air. And JJ Garrett trying to hold on the battle right now for 3rd spot. The 17 trying to defend against AJ Hamill. And Tommy Haynes so far doing a good job. Oh, Mogard way down to the inside. Way down to the inside. And it's
boy.
happening now. JJ in the wall. Mogard takes away spot. Somehow, some way, we stay under the green flag. Exciting action here at lap number 70. And Mogard trying to get everything he can out of this one.
And they're all still bouncing off the wall, Chris. I went over to Fluffy Garrett real quick. Garrett went from 3rd to 12th in no time. Christensen went up and hit the wall in the 9 machine. Those guys finally settling it down right now. Got about 24 laps left to go. Todd Sargent doing a great job out there tonight.
And Tommy Haynes also took a drop in position all the way back to 10th spot. As Jared Mogard throwing the aggression down. Getting it done. And here comes the 0-0. He has caught the back bumper of Sargent. Jared Mogard may not be done yet. He is looking to try and steal one away. Drops down to the inside of the 87. Todd Sargent under attack. Jared Mogard keeps it down low, way low for Mogard this time. The 87 comes down to join him, but has to go back up as Mogard holds on to the bottom line. Jared Mogard to the lead. Oh no, the 87 off the wall, able to hold on, but Todd Sargent under attack. Now the 24 getting underneath him. Dalton Tucker looking to go, and he is going around.
Both Mogard and Tucker using that, what I like to call the dog leg, Chris. You go down below that yellow line, you can pull a lot of momentum down there, especially with fresh tires. You can really gain a lot of speed there, and that's where Sargent just, he wasn't running down there, Chris, and those guys, we saw both Tucker and Mogard go really, really low. And now they're kind of settling it out now. But how deep they're going down through there.
Well, Jared Mogard was running super, super strong. And Todd Sargent just not able to hold on. That lap differential between the two cars definitely showed. And then Dalton Tucker, kind of the same thing, Rick. He's only got 10 laps on this set of tires. So he's got very fresh tires. He's going to be able to go for a while. Meanwhile, Todd Sargent had, well over 20 when that happened, about 25, as he has 28 now. So Sargent and AJ Hamill with those old tires, and people are starting to take advantage, but we fall under caution once again. It looks like it may be Calvin Allison, the 17 of Tommy Haynes, and the 35 of Garrett. We're going to go back and take a peek. So not sure exactly how this one all shook out, but we're going to find out here in a moment. Oh, Tommy Haynes. Oh boy, we got, Doug Wasaki going around and over. Okay, yeah, we're going to back up and see this one again.
Yeah, a couple drivers went for a wild ride there.
Tommy Haynes to the inside of Doug Wasaki. Wasaki tries to go back underneath. The 17 goes into the wall, and the 45 goes for a ride. My goodness. Doug Wasaki flipping and twisting and turning in the air. And we've got some torn up cars now.
And we also have another interesting chain of events, Chris, during this caution here. We got some big names heading on down pit road. Mogard, Tucker, Sargent finally said, okay, I see what you guys are doing now. AJ Hamill's down there on pit road. Mayhew.
Yeah, everybody.
Yep.
Calvin Allison, the only car still out on track, but he was a lap down, so had to wait to come on.
Now, here's the interesting thing, Chris. Now, Todd Sargent doing a very good job, but he saw those guys coming with the fresher tires. Now, the nice thing about fresh tires You go down there, you can really abuse those things. You can make that car stick wherever you want. Now, these guys could have obviously made it without taking fuel, without taking tires. But the guys that did go down for tires, they had a little bit of an advantage. They could just really push their cars a lot more. So Sargent saw that this time and said, okay, if everybody else comes down, I'm definitely coming down.
And we've got some pit strategy at play, I believe. Just looking at pit times, that AJ Hamill took right sides only.
Looks like Widner might have done the same thing, only 9-second pit stop.
So Hamill going to try and go with 2 tires. And Rick, I've done this in the past, and I found the car to become very, very tight on 2 fresh tires. So let's see what happens with the 18. Meanwhile, right behind him, Jared Mogard, who has really turned the aggression meter up to about 11 here tonight, has 4 fresh tires. Going to be sitting on his outside. Calvin Allison going to stay out, get himself a lap back by going around the pace car.
Actually, he didn't go around, he went through.
That's fast. Cars folded up 2 by 2. We're heading down the back stretch with the pace car lights off, getting set to go back to green flag action. 12 laps to go when they take the green. AJ Hamill going to be your race leader at the start of this one. He's led 2 laps here under caution. Jared Mogard to his outside has led 6 laps. Dolan Tucker, who, interestingly enough, won the pole during qualifying, has not led a lap here tonight, started from the back of the field.
Well, you know, AJ is gonna kill me for this one, but, you know, hopefully he can do something there as the green flag falls, Chris, and he takes off. The number 18 in NASCAR hasn't been doing too good lately, which I'm not too sad to see. But AJ out there trying to turn that curse around. But man, look, Mogard way down again. Tucker coming down through. Here comes Todd Sargent. Fluffy Garrett.
Whoa, Fluffy Garrett takes them all out. JJ Garrett does something unbelievable. Comes in, takes Mogard out, takes a lot of cars out. Don't know what happened. Throttle stuck, my thought.
Yeah, you know, there was some definite net code going on there too, because he went through a couple other cars, and it looks like the one that took credit for it was a 00.
We're gonna go way back to the start of this one because it gets wild rather quickly. And we are gonna watch the 35 of JJ Fluffy Garrett as he started on the outside, takes a hard left-hand turn, gets to the bottom of the track. He's following the 87 and then goes way, way down and continues to stay down. And oh my goodness, does he go for a ride into the catch fence and somehow lands on all 4. Boy, I definitely don't want to be a fly on the wall in chat right now.
But that was just kind of weird on how it happened, though, because like you said, you know, throttle sticking does not happen here at iRacing.
That's the only way I could explain it.
But I mean, if you look at that, I mean, now I have seen that move tried many a time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, because Garrett went way, way down and he stayed down, like you said. Now, you can pull a lot of momentum through that corner there, but the problem is when you come back out on track, it's not 100% straight.
Yeah, you got to scrub some of that momentum to make the corner, and it just looked like he never did.
No, he rocket shit. I mean, it was almost like watching a jet taking off an aircraft carrier. Just it picked up so much momentum and just that was crazy. I'm surprised more cars didn't get damaged out of that, to be honest with you.
Well, big time mistake ends out taking Mogard out of the lead after he has done just about everything to try and win this one. Now finds himself back in 12th position with Dalton Tucker as your race leader. Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back under the green flag. And we may not be done with this one yet. Todd Sargent right on the back bumper of the 24 as the pace car comes down pit road. These guys start to tune it up and they are gone. Green flag is out one more time here from Phoenix. Todd Sargent takes away second spot away from AJ Hamill. And here comes Charlie Widner. Widner takes away third on that inside line. The 18 trying to battle back, gets a little tight. And the 95 stays to the inside. Widner trying to battle for third, trying to hold on. Meanwhile, Dalton Tucker starting to pull away. The 87, Todd Sargent running in second spot.
Ooh, Mogard into the wall once again.
Yeah, Mogard, I saw him trying to get down to the inside. We go under the caution again. And it's definitely for Mogard. We're going to go back. Mogard going underneath the 26 and then underneath everybody as he goes way, way down. Comes back out on track. The 45 gets into the back of him. Doug Wasaki would love to have that one back again as Mogard goes up and down and around and somehow still rolling. Rick, does it seem to you like maybe damage has been turned off?
Yeah. I mean, we should be having cars out there missing front bumpers, hoods.
Meanwhile, every single car that started tonight is on track and they all look good. So 5 laps to go under caution. Dalton Tucker, your race leader, has now led 7 laps. After Todd Sargent has led 60 laps here tonight. This was supposed to be his race, Rick, and starting to maybe feel it slip away a little bit here.
Well, he's going to have another restart to try to get back out front. But, man, Dalton Tucker, we've seen it all season long, Chris. When that 24 gets out front, he is hard to catch. And I really do feel bad for Todd Sargent, Chris, because he's been here so many times. Having a good race, and then all of a sudden, boom. But I'm not counting him out. Yeah, that number 87, Black & Decker. Toyota looking strong here tonight.
Well, pace car lights are off. Cars are going to start folding in 2 by 2, and this one may not be done yet, Rick, as the 24 and the 87 make up that front row. Everybody on fairly equal tires. with the exception of Tommy Haynes and Jared Mogard, who are running 13th and 14th spots right now. And we are back under green. Dallin Tucker trying to get away. Charlie Widner trying to battle it out for second spot. Can Widner get there? Cannot. Todd Sargent holding on. Caution one more time. Dale Albright in the 26. Spins it around. Oh, 26 right in front of the 00. Mogard shoots it way down south. And Mogard comes on into him. It's a demolition derby here tonight in Phoenix. It's kind of a boys have at it kind of night, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, the race started out well, Chris, and as we got to around 30 some odd laps, the first caution came out, and ever since then, the old adage, caution breeds cautions, have been happening. We're going to go under green-white checkered attempt number 1 of 3 here.
Oh, the green-white checker, there's a couple things to talk about. First of all, up in the top left-hand corner, it says final lap, and it will all the way through. Scoring will only update as the cars cross the start-finish line. We'll do our best to keep an eye on the top 3. Don Tucker, Todd Sargent going to line up one more time here. Ooh, looks like it's called. No green-white checker attempt. Don Tucker going to be your race winner. So the 24 pulls one out. After a wild ride here tonight, it's going to be Tucker, Sargent, Widner, your top 3. And normally, Rick, we'd take a break, but I say let's get these things going because, man, what a interesting finish here. So let's go ahead and bring up third place finisher. He's driver of the number 95. It's Charlie Widner. Charlie, this is Chris Rick up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, bud, the third place finish here tonight in Phoenix, and it was kind of a wild one. What was going on out there?
There was just a lot of short tempers and retaliation, and that's what you get when you come to these shorter tracks like this, and people trying to get into the chase and everything.
Yeah, but well, anyways, it was interesting. We're gonna say that. Hey, listen, man, a third place finish for you. You had a nice car all night long, and a good finish for you. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yes, the best finish of the season. I'm looking forward to going to the bigger tracks. That's where I normally finish better. So, yeah, I'm just excited.
Very, very good. Anybody on the 95 that you need to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank my teammate, JJ Garrett. He's always helping me out here. And I'm just ready to get on to the next races here. And FYI, the last name is pronounced Widener.
Widener.
Not that big a deal, but I mean.
No, it is. Because I was thinking, I'm like, But we always said Widner and nobody corrected us. So now we know Widener.
Yeah, I
got
see it. What it was. I just had to finally get a good enough finish to tell you guys.
There
That's
you
what it
go.
There it is.
Season's almost over, but I figured it out.
There you go. All right, Charlie. Well, hey, good job tonight on that third place finish, bud, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yep, thank you.
All right, driver of the number 95, Charlie Widener, finishing it up in third. Second place belonging to Todd Sargent tonight, and what a run out of the 87. Todd, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
Bud, this one was yours to lose, and unfortunately, that's exactly what happened tonight. You're the bridesmaid, but you led 60 laps in the Black & Decker Toyota Camry, looking good on top for a very, very long time tonight. Did you have any for Dalton at the end if we had some laps left?
Not at the end. I hate to see that caution come out as soon as I get on pit road, of course. That kind of killed my chances, and track position was pretty important. I got back there in the back. I couldn't do anything. Nothing like clean air. But no, I think Dalton had it won there, even though there was no green-white checker there.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer, too. We were kind of looking forward to that. I even started setting it up. I thought there were going to be one, but not the case here tonight. But nonetheless, a second-place finish for you. Good momentum heading into next week. Anybody on the 87 team that you need to thank tonight?
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for broadcasting the race. I know there's a lot of craziness going on there. It's the regular season finale, so maybe people were trying to show out a little bit. But I'd like to thank my brother for painting this new paint scheme on my car, my mom and stepdad for watching, and everybody that tunes in. We'll see y'all guys next week.
All right, Todd. Well, congratulations once again, bud. Bringing that thing home in second spot tonight. And that leaves us with just one person to talk to, Rick, and it is the driver of the number 24, kind of coming out of nowhere. He led 12 laps here, and they were the most important ones towards the end. It's Dalton Tucker. Dalton, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you, man.
All right, so let's take me through this race here. You took the pole, but then you started on pit road. What happened there?
Well, it's kind of a funny story, but I did a qualifying lap, and I was like, well, I can go use the restroom real quick, come back and make it. Obviously, I was a little slow with that, so I didn't make it. But I guess it wasn't too bad starting in the back. A lot of accidents happen.
Yeah, and that eventually got you up towards the front to stay. But for a little while, you were starting, third, fourth, never quite on that front row. Was that starting to get a little disappointing for you? Did you want that track position?
Yeah, I knew track position was key here. It's hard to pass. It's almost like you get behind someone and get extremely aero tight, so you try to get a run and you can't. So I knew I needed the track position at the end, and luckily I got it when I needed it. But it was those short restarts and then cautions. It was getting a little frustrating, but it was a fun race.
Well, fun enough to come out of here as the regular season champion, I believe. You definitely had the points to do it and got some really good momentum heading into the chase. Anybody on the 24 that you need to thank?
Like I said last week, I just keep it going, picking the same people. So thank Josh and Doug for just sticking out with me and basically keeping me company. I don't like being lonely. And then appreciate you guys for doing this every week.
All right, Dalton. Well, congratulations on win number, I believe it's 6 on the season. So that's a big one for you, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
That is the driver of the number 24, Dalton Tucker, getting it done here tonight in Phoenix. And what a night, man. It went from pretty decent racing in the first 35, 36 laps or so, and then all hell kind of broke loose.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you go to Phoenix, but you finish the race here at ISM Raceway. It was an interesting race. Like you said, that first half, man, I was like, there's no cautions. This is cool. And then all of a sudden that first one came out, and I was like, uh-oh. Because you know what happens? They always say it. Cautions breed cautions. That's exactly what happened here tonight. But let me tell you, Tucker, all the way from, really last place because Andy Lambert never took the green flag. So, but an outstanding job there by Tucker. Yeah,
and an outstanding job from Andy, too. A top 15 finish. Let's go ahead and go through the finishing as they ended up here. Dalton Tucker at first, Todd Sargent second, Charlie Widener in third, AJ Hamill, Doug Hess rounding out the top 5. Then you had Josh Mayhew, Steve Page, JJ Garrett, Doug Wasaki, and Calvin Allison rounding out the top 10. Jamie Christensen, Tommy Haynes, Dale Albright, Jared Mogard, and Andy Lambert rounding out the 15 that started here tonight. Make it 14. Andy, you didn't start. And man, next week, here we go into the chase.
Yeah, into the chase, heading to Michigan, man. I can't wait.
All right, guys. Thank you all very much for coming on out tonight to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You've been watching the National Speed Association, brought to you by V-Speed. Next week, we start the chase. But for tonight, we're all set. Have yourselves a good night. And Rick, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Good night.